Hey guys, and welcome to part 2 of my theory. Just to give you all a heads up, this half of my theory contains the most interesting stuff about the movie, so be sure to listen carefully. Without further ado, let's start. In the first Frozen 2 trailer, the ice runes symbolize destruction for the world. According to the information gathered at the animation festival, these shards materialize or bring into existence the four evil spirits whose individual runes are carved into all the ice shards. Later on, these elementals will become too strong and awaken from their icy prisons to bring destruction on the world. Isn't it odd how the ancient rune called Issa, meaning ice, or in this case Elsa, is a rune specifically used to reinforce other runes? This explains why Elsa materialized the runes of the four spirits. Using this discovery, the snowflake on the poster for Frozen 2 that Josh Gad teased about is not saying that Elsa can control all the seasons or that there are four different princesses. It is saying that Elsa's powers are the foundation for bringing the four spirits into existence or amplifying their mystical energies. Due to this fact, Elsa is potentially the only one who can stop or neutralize the spirits. Also, the rune Algiz, meaning hidden danger, or in this case the antagonist, is a rune when in the Merkstav, or opposite, is used to channel mystical energies properly. This point supports the fact that the antagonist is in control of the four spirits. Next, the elementals lay waste to Arendelle, forcing the citizens to flee to the cliffs. After Arendelle is reduced to ground zero, they go to Poppy for help, who appears to be rushing down the mountains alongside his fellow trolls. When they arrive, Poppy tells Elsa several things. He says that the kingdom is not safe and she must find who is calling her. Based on this scene from the third trailer, it appears that the North Uldra people know the answers to what is going on. Also, Poppy says that the past is not what it seems and Elsa must go north across the enchanted lands and into the unknown. This statement may be a hint that King Agnar and Queen Iduna are alive and did not perish at sea. He also goes on to say to Anna that he always feared Elsa's powers were too much for the world, and now he hopes they are enough, indicating that not even Elsa's deity-level powers may be strong enough to defeat this dark force. So after this intense conversation, the team travels in a wagon across barren lands far away from Arendelle until they reach the desolation of the elemental forces, or in other words, the enchanted forest. On the way, I think they get the help of Marshmallow, the frost giant from Frozen 1, and the snow geese from Frozen Fever. In the second trailer, when they arrive, Elsa uses her ice magic to open an enormous blanket of clouds that reveals four tall stones with an elemental rune on each one, indicating that the spirits live in the forest or nearby. So they go into a mystical portal and stand on the edge of a cliff overlooking the horizon in the elemental forest, which can be seen in the first trailer. After that, they travel deeper into the misty and treacherous forest, possibly encountering rock titans and elemental tornadoes that attempt to either capture or destroy them, as seen in the third trailer. In the case of the elemental tornado that sucked up the group, Elsa skillfully and with much strain uses her ice magic to destroy it and free her friends. According to some pictures I found, later on in the journey, Elsa and Anna find the wreckage of their parents' ship in a dried up riverbed, and a map giving them a hint to where they were going. This may convey that the parents survived the storm. Anyway, moving on, they are attacked by an unknown being or person that Anna notices, grabs Kristoff's sword, and skillfully swings at. Afterward, in the second trailer, it appears that Elsa's team meets the North Uldra in the forest, whom are at first very threatening, forcing Elsa to repel them with her ice magic. But eventually, they show that they are willing to help Elsa solve the mystery of the forest and her powers. These people, I feel, are based on the Sami people who dwell far north and also fear the ancient evil of the Northern Lights. Since the Sami are known to be reindeer herders, this would explain where Kristoff got his army of reindeer in the first trailer. Also based off of Kristoff's clothes and his reindeer Sven, he may very well be Northuldra as well, thus leading me to believe that in Frozen 2 we will learn more about his past and even his family. According to the D23 convention in Anaheim, the team also meets new people, including the mysterious leader of the Northuldra named Yelena and a lieutenant named Distin Matthias, who is played by Sterling K. Brown. Though Yelena seems to be just a stern leader, she may be involved in the ancient magics that are threatening the world. At the camp, the daughter of the Northuldra leader, Honeymaren, reveals to Elsa that her powers of ice are the fifth element, when included with earth, air, fire, and water. When Agnar heard a voice cry out from the forest, the voice was revealed by Honeymaren to be the fifth element, which is apparently the source of Elsa's powers. Honeymaren even says that the fifth element is the bridge between the magic of nature and humanity. When talking about the classical elements, the fifth element is the most powerful of them all, and is called Aether or Quintessence. Sorry. This element is also the most magical of them all and holds the fabrics of the universe together. The fifth element can also be called the power of life, which explains why Elsa can create beings of ice that have complete sentience. Olaf being the most obvious, of course. If my hypothesis is correct, Elsa is literally the most powerful being in the cosmos and receives an astronomical power boost to her already godlike abilities. She is not only a danger to Earth when left unchecked, she is a danger to the absolute concepts of space and time. At full potential, she is literally a walking infinity gauntlet. Anyway, during this surprising conversation, Honeymaren reveals to Elsa that Queen Iduna was Northuldran based on the ancient runes on her cloak. This cloak is confirmed to have been worn by the Mystery Girl in the trailers and may imply that Queen Iduna is the Mystery Girl. However, written in the novel for Frozen 2, Queen Iduna somehow received the cloak from the girl and wears it to always remind her of the person who saved her husband from the enchanted forest. Anyway, after this intense discussion, the fire elemental attacks furiously. I believe at this point Elsa uses her ice magic to defend the people from the fire, but is apparently exhausted by the experience and is brought to her knees. The first trailer shows Elsa protecting Olaf from the fire spear, and the second trailer shows Elsa apparently being overpowered by the spear. Kristoff rides Sven and escapes with Anna, who appears to be trying to reach her sister in the second trailer. After this elemental is neutralized, Earth Giants attack. These giants at first appeared to only possess incredible durability and strength, but it turns out that they have an even more frightening ability. They can smell magic. Because of this, Elsa volunteers to lead the giants away from the Northuldra by distracting them and shooting blasts of ice magic into the distance. It appears her plan is a success, and the giants leave. Soon after a brief argument as seen in the third trailer between Elsa and Anna, I feel Anna travels with Olaf in an ice boat to go find the truth of the enchanted forest, while Kristoff and Sven go and assemble an army of reindeer with the help of Destin. At some point, Anna gets separated from Olaf after traveling down the waterfall after observing the infamous resting stone titans, as shown in the second trailer and third trailers, and must traverse the dangerous chasm-filled land as shown in the first trailer by herself. Meanwhile, Elsa decides to go on the most dangerous part of her journey alone, and must fight her way through the ancient lands to uncover the truth. On her mission, Elsa hides and probably fights more stone titans that had chased Anna and Kristoff earlier. After that, she encounters the infamous Dark Sea, where she will fight the guardian of the forest, known as the Knock or the Water Elemental. Despite popular belief, Elsa does not represent water amongst the elementals or the runes. Elsa's powers are a separate entity entirely. Now it's more likely that she does represent winter out of the four seasons, but not water out of the four elements, regardless of her powers being frozen water. By definition, the Knock is a mythical water spirit that takes the form of a horse and is a warrior that guards the secrets of the ocean fiercely. In order to defeat the Knock, one must prove they are worthy and earn its respect, which is an almost impossible task. This spirit is literally the physical embodiment of Elsa's darkest memory, the memory of her parents being taken away by the unforgiving ocean. So after an intense and graphically satisfying battle, which has already been partly shown in the trailers, Elsa barely defeats it, gets on it like a horse trainer, and moves on to the next stepping stone of her quest. Next, Elsa lets her hair down completely, uses ice pillars to cross a huge chasm, and enters the mystical realm of Ada Holland. In this domain, Elsa appears to have discovered the source of all magic in the enchanted forest and is surprisingly able to manipulate it. It even appears that she understands the source of her powers and becomes one with the ancient force. This scene reminds me of the scene where Poppy tells Anna that magic is alluring and without her, Elsa may lose herself to it. Usually in movies and TV shows, when a being merges with a powerful source, it is almost always bad. To name a few occasions in other films where this happened, Lex Luthor in the series Justice League Unlimited merged with Brainiac, becoming an evil, nigh-omniscient being, and Warlord Thanos in Infinity War merged with the universe once he obtained all 6 Infinity Stones. However, in this case, perhaps the magic has corrupted or possessed Elsa, and she must eventually break free and battle the source of all the elemental forces. Based on that fact, the Ada Holland creates sculptures of ice throughout the film of past events in the forest. It may be the living embodiment of the enchanted forest. Moving on, as a side note for the Knock, in the first Frozen movie, perhaps the Knock was commanded to create a violent storm in an attempt to murder the parents who had appeared to be traveling to Ada Holland in the first movie. Perhaps the parents were trying to find out the truth behind Elsa's powers and maybe even cure her of them, but never made it past the Guardian Knock. Now that Elsa has defeated the Knock, she must put all her training to action and defeat the enchanted force that her father faced years ago in order to save her kingdom and the world. Eventually, Anna and Elsa are happily reunited and must take a final stand against the enchanted force. At this time, Elsa will use her ice magic to battle the force that now unleashes all of its mystical might. This battle will be epic, and finally, Elsa, with the help of her sister and friends, will destroy the force once and for all, which in return may cause Elsa to temporarily lose her powers or even die. Perhaps when Elsa is restored somehow, she may want to live in the enchanted forest from now on, unintentionally breaking Anna's heart. I feel Anna will be okay and understands why Elsa is staying in the forest and assuming her place as the bridge between humanity and magic. Moving on, perhaps during this odyssey, the team will use the Book of Runes from Frozen 1 to finally defeat the forest and learn more about Elsa's powers. In the end, Elsa calms the spirits, thus saving Arendelle, and sings a fall-themed song called Some Things Never Change with her team and Destin Matthias. Also, Kristoff proposes to Anna and they get married. There is also a good chance that the parents will return to Arendelle. Although there is a popular belief that Hans will be a changed man, it's entirely possible. Though this sounds far-fetched, this could be the showstopper of the film and could totally happen. Maybe Hans redeemed himself by protecting Arendelle from the spirits while Elsa was away, thus earning everyone's trust. In many Disney movies, villains are known to become good. Look at Angelina Jolie's Maleficent, the mistress of all evil. She is evil at first, but then she becomes a mother-like figure to Princess Aurora. What's to say a Hans, who is merely a man who wants to be a king, can't have a change of heart in this film? Also, producers say that Elsa will not have a girlfriend in Frozen 2 due to the possibility of other countries banning the movie. However, to the gay community's delight, there is a possibility that she may be lesbian in the rumored Frozen 3 in the distant 2025. That's all the information I have so far for Frozen 2. Thank you guys for watching my video. Sorry I messed up so many times. It's been a long day. And if you liked it, please subscribe and stay tuned for more information.